Hey guys, David here. Today we're going to talk about the 7 major elbows that you will find within the Krav Maga system. Now, when it comes to elbows, there's a lot of elbows. If you want to see all the elbows, you can train Thai boxing. You can look at Thai boxing. They specialize in elbows. In the Krav Maga system, we tend to simplify things, and so we use 7 major elbows. So now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on elbow number 4 of the Krav Maga series. Alright guys, so that's going to bring us to elbow number 4. Elbow number 4 is going to be more of a vertical elbow, but again, it's going to be from a position of disadvantage. And what I mean by that, elbow number 4 is going to be an elbow that goes straight back. Now, again, this is going to be thrown to behind me, which means that my attacker has already gotten really close to me. Maybe they got me in a bear hug. Regardless, they're already close and I'm having to go hands on. Okay, so when I'm throwing this elbow, the first thing that I want to do is, of course, I want to bring my hands up. I want to start looking. I'm going to look around the line of the outside of my shoulder here. Now from here, I also, because of the particular elbow that I'm going to throw, I have to move my hips just a little bit. And all that is, that transition is, I'm just moving my hips over. What that's going to do is that's going to give me enough space to be able to get full extension out of this elbow. If my hips stay in line, my elbow's going to kind of go off to the side a little bit, right? Imagine somebody behind me, whether they're getting me in a choke or a bear hug. Imagine somebody behind me. I want to get them right around the center line. If I could get them in the solar plex, that's going to be so much better, because that's going to take every bit of magic smoke that they have, right? So in order to get that target, I have to move my hips so my elbow can go straight back, straight along the line of their center line, right? So when I do this, my hands are going to come up because it's a hands-on situation and I need to be bringing my hands up. From here, I'm going to look at my shoulder just to make sure that this is an opponent worth attacking, if you know what I mean. It means that it's somebody that I have to attack, right? It's not a friend, it's not a family member, whatever, right? So hands up, looking over my shoulder. From here, I'm moving my hips. My elbow is going to trace the line of my body. It's going to stay really close. I don't want to throw it out. I want to throw it straight back. So if you notice, it's staying really, really close into my body. And I'm going to throw it directly back, right? Again, the target area is going to be right around the center line, around the solar plex area. Now, if there's a height differential, you can go a little bit to the groin, but really I want to be right around the solar plex. Now again, remember, this elbow is making contact behind me, so I'm going to have to do one or two things. I'm either going to have to make distance, throw a counterattack or whatever, or I'm going to have to elbow and use that force to be able to go into my opponent. Now, something to think about when you're training these elbows. Just because I throw one elbow, say elbow number 4, doesn't mean that I can't throw an elbow number 3, an elbow number 2, and then an elbow number 1. And what I mean by that is we're in close quarters, right? That means that I want to use a close quarter type weapon. It doesn't do any good to throw a full-range kick in a distance that calls for an elbow, because the kick's not going to be worth anything, right? So from here, I'm going to throw this elbow. Say it makes contact. I have to turn into my opponent, but I have to be able to bridge that gap to be able to get there. So once I throw elbow number 1, I might throw elbow number 2 and then turn into elbow number 1, right? You'll start seeing as we go along with these elbows how they kind of can be strung together in a combination like way, and that's perfectly fine. Eventually that's what you want to get from training these things, is you want to be able to switch from whatever elbow you need given the situation. So again, you have two options. Option A is to get distance, attack. If you have to go back in, you can go back in. Option B is to keep that momentum going to where I can turn around and face the fight. Now again, if you can get away without getting hands on, I advise that 100%. The best fight that you can ever get into, the best fight that you could win, is the one that you don't even fight to begin with. Which means, if I get attacked and I'm able to do something to get a little bit of distance in there and safely get away, then that's what I want to do. However, that's not always the option, so you need to be prepared to be able to go fully hands-on. Now, again, one of the ways that you're going to do that is by training these elbows both sides. So I can do elbow number 4 from here, and then elbow number 4 from here, right? You can string them together, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can do them in isolation. It doesn't matter. Train both sides, train going into the fight if you have to, train getting away from the fight if you can. Elbow number 4. Thank you for watching this video. If you like these videos, if you learned anything about elbows, go ahead and click that like, click that subscribe. What it does is it helps get what we do out to more people. That way so other people can see the videos and learn how to throw elbows every bit as good as you can now. Thank you.